Students Association, or CASA, so they're members of CASA. May I please request Faisal Zawad and Anam Nadia to come on stage and tell you their little story. And I'm not going to scare them with the usual remark that, oh, you are the only thing standing between lunch and us.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you very much for bearing us. Honorable President, the Council members, the past presidents of ICAP, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. I'm Faisal Zawad, the General Secretary of the Chartered Accountants Students Association.
And I'm Anam Nadia Rahman, Treasurer CASA. Chartered Accountants, the only and official students association in Pakistan.
Ladies and gentlemen, accountants are responsible, and most of them are social too. However, I'll talk about student accountants who are not only responsible and social, but socially responsible as well. You might have seen the video of the flood relief campaign that must have been running on the screens here. I would like to take this opportunity to briefly apprise you of the social responsibility undertaken by the CASA volunteers, a little word about CASA and its future activities. Ladies and gentlemen, in late July 2010, Pakistan was hit by the worst ever flood in its history. The floods that hit Pakistan did not just cause physical damage, but became an emotional trauma for the rural areas of the Pakistan as well. That was a monstrous disaster that directly affected 20 million people out of a total population of 170 million people in Pakistan. According to the government statistics, the death toll approximated to about 2,000 people. On the 14th of August 2010, the 4 newly elected members of the Chartered Accountants Students Association and the chairman, Mr. Khalilullah Sheikh, decided that a flood relief campaign was vital in the current circumstances. In a very short span of just 4 weeks, we initiated a fundraising activity. And Alhamdulillah, we were able to raise more than 2 million Pakistani rupees. Thereafter, we managed and planned the flood relief activity in 4 phases. The major phase started on 27th of August and it lasted for about a week. Here at ICAP, at the ICAP auditorium, we personally packaged more than 900 relief bags, and the team of CASA volunteers comprising 9 student members personally went to the flood affected areas in Sindh and distributed the relief goods. The second phase was conducted in August that covered the area of Gharo, and still there we personally distributed the flood relief goods. The third phase took place in December in the winter season, in which we partnered with local and international NGOs to distribute relief goods and medicines. And the last phase of the flood relief campaign took place in late June, in which we distributed sewing machines in district Jacobabad with mercury as high as 52 degrees Celsius. Ladies and gentlemen, Team CASA was able to create smiles on the faces of more than 7,200 people of approximately 1,200 families. This is an answer to those who believe that the institute and the people associated with it are not fulfilling their role when it comes to CSR.
Honorable guests, allow me to enlighten you with the silent yet effective role CASA has been playing for the past 1 year. With a history of over 40 years, this is for the first time in the history of CASA that we branched out to other auditing firms in the form of subcommittees. Our 4 subcommittees, namely Media and PR, Education, Executive, and Sports, each being headed by the 4 elected members, we ensured that CASA had a different image. Our second achievement was when at the biannual exam-specific seminars, feedback forms were distributed for the first time, and the voice of the students was documented and acted upon. And our most recent achievement was the cricket tournament, whose overwhelming response has compelled us to conduct more such activities. The launch of the new CASA logo and our website, casa.org.pk, has added to our increasing popularity. It is ironic, ladies and gentlemen, that the C in CASA is appreciated in different connotations. But we, the management committee, have a different take on this. We believe in the 3 C's: commitment, competence, and change. Commitment. Despite the varied opinions people possess, our enthusiasm and faith in our association remains intact. Ownership of our decisions, right or wrong, ownership of our achievements, big or small, is what we believe in. Competence. To manage deadline jobs and clients, along with stressful academics and personal life, is what it's like to be in CASA. And lastly, the 3rd C, change. It is extremely easy to point fingers, but to bring the change, you have to be part of the change. And we are striving to be that part.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a privilege and honor for us at CASA to be part of this historical year of the Institute. We support and add to the Golden Jubilee celebrations by our future activities, which includes the CA Students' Conference to be held in the coming months. We are optimistic and hopeful that our distinguished guests will support us to bring dynamic change in the perspective the common man holds of the chartered accountant. I would not be doing justice on my part if I don't thank the Southern Regional Committee of the Institute itself, the Council, for providing us a platform to make a difference. The directors as well, especially Mr. Omer Jamal Saab, the Director Education and Training, and the Secretary ICAP, Mr. Shoaib Saab, for their continued support. And last but not the least, I would especially like to mention the names of the 2 managing committee members as well, Mr. Asif Ali Khoro and Mr. Zainul Abidin Shah, whose unrelented efforts made us stand where we are today.
To conclude, honorable guests and fellow trainees, I would like to quote Mr. Zig Ziglar, who once said, "You don't have to be great to start, but to be great, you have to start." We at CASA have started. Fellow trainees, join the winning team, and so that with our combined commitment and competence, we bring the desired change we want to see. Thank you.
Wow, so that's walking the talk. And it's almost very scary to come back on the stage after them. But may I please request Mr. Nadeem Yusuf Adil, who's a member of Golden Jubilee Celebrations Committee for Karachi and a council member, to help me distribute the plaques of distribution. Well, plaques of appreciation, not distribution. See, those guys who came here before me didn't make one blunder, and I had to just start off with one. May I please request our moderator, Ms. Aisha Tammy Huck, to come and receive a memento of our appreciation. I don't know how many of you are on Facebook and Twitter, but I do know that Aisha is very active there, and I was tweeting some of the discussion, and you have a lot of questions. So just look her up online on Twitter with the hashtag ICAP, and I'm sure she'll keep the discussion on even there. May I please request Mr. Tariq Mohar, who's the Group Executive Director for Sales and Distribution and Business Support at Tamir Microfinance Bank Limited. May I request Mr. Ghazanfar Azim, who's the CEO of TCS Bank and Financial Services Project, to accept a token of our gratitude. And I promise if you keep the applause up for the next 2 or 3 more guests, we will serve lunch. Next, hold on 1 second. Dr. Amjad Saqib, who is the Executive Director of Akhuwat Foundation. I can't think of a better incentive to give you. Misbah Bernie, who's the CFO at Tetra Pak, to please come and accept a token of our gratitude. And of course, last but not least, may I request Dr. Imran Ali, Professor of Economic History at LUMS, to accept a token of our gratitude. And may I also request the panel, since all of you are here, if we could have a group photograph of the excellent panel.